And now it's time for...
Is it racist? That's where I show you a racist clip and you decide if it's racist. This segment has never been more important.
When people watch The Hate U Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
So yes, I believe that was a tad racist.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Things are spiraling out of control for the new Star Wars series, as this is the biggest fan revolt since probably The Last Jedi. I'm guessing, this is wild. The show now is near 30% on Rotten Tomatoes as new, infuriating clips of the show's star keep resurfacing, and we're going to look at some of those. Ultimately, this is just so wild. It's so wild to say stuff like this. It's just so bonkers to say stuff like this. I don't understand why on earth people continue to hire these individuals, these race ideologues. And by the way, they're people that just have negative things to say about white people, almost exclusively. And we're going to get into that because maybe having a VPN would be a good thing for you going forward. So check out Private Internet Access. Shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2024. If you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out. And Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. If you don't yet have a VPN, make sure you grab it today. Huge discount for my viewers. Link in the pinned comment down below. Now, several clips have now surfaced, of the main actress in The Acolyte speaking negatively about white people I would say as a monolith, a negative, as a pejorative, using white people as a dismissive term. Again, white people count for about 95% of Star Wars fandom. Okay, maybe in America anyway. Globally, maybe it's 90%, all right, 85%. It's still overwhelmingly, and by the way, there's nothing inherently about the show that's for white people. It's just, that's who watches sci-fi stuff for the most part. Now, it has a 32% Rotten score now, and it continues to drop. I think I saw it yesterday. It was in like the low 40s. Why is it continuing to drop? Because there's more and more clips of this race ideologue. I don't know what it is about hiring these eyes too far apart, anti-white actresses that Disney. It's like part of the interview process. So this clip is going around. Now I'm going to provide you the additional context because there's another 45 seconds of this clip that does provide some context, but it doesn't change the fact that this woman has a bad habit of continually using, quote, white people as a pejorative, as a negative thing. You can see this.
When people watch The Hate U Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
It must be a movie she was in, The Hate U Give or something. Don't care.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal. We,
Yeah, white people. Ha 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 ha. It's so funny. Trevor Noah's half white, by the way, I believe. The yeah, like again, two black people who rely on white people for their career, you know, speaking in a negative manner, you know, and you see a lot of people, this so racism so cool in 2024, pathetic. It's socially accepted. Oh, look, another boring joke making fun of white people. You know, all this is pathetic. The only white people crying over this are Disney investors, openly racist, and they laugh about it. Now, this was not from the current Star Wars advertising. This is from a previous advertising, and even with the context, a lot of like Reddit dorks try to say like, oh, this provides the real context. You can see people, this makes it no better. Take the L on this and move along. You know, again, like this is, you know, that didn't make what she said any better. She said what she said, and then she tried to clean it up, but too late. You see this?
they even understand that they are not afforded childhood in the way that, you know, their white counterparts are.
Right. Looking at the film, looking at the response that it's gotten, what would you say your greatest hope and success would have been beyond the white people crying? When people
Ha 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 ha. I
watch,
even white people have empathy.
watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
It's such a not funny joke, by the way.
Well, you know what?
We
yeah?
wanted to make sure that, you know, those who, you know, have been affected by the way in which the media misconstrues these events actually have a real sense of empathy and are able to place themselves into the shoes of our communities and understand.
So the goal of the movie was, again, from Hollywood's perspective and like a black supremacist perspective, is to educate white people on how to feel. That's the point of their movie, is to educate white people how to understand. I mean, imagine saying this about any other race. It's so weird. Like,
Understand that these are not just news events, these are happening to real people. They affect us in really deep and pervasive ways.
yeah, white people have bad things that happen to them too. It's not, you know, again, this is a movie about, you know, The Hate You Give, a movie that has a 7.5 out of 10. Nobody even saw this movie. I don't hear anything different. Big L, it says the exact same thing. So a lot of black folks are in the comments saying, oh, people are crying over a clip because it's old. Well, okay, how about this clip? How about this clip from, I don't know, not that long ago?
In the beginning of I Am Legend, where he's like, first it was or maybe it's another dystopian movie, but it's like, first it was the zombies.
He had to
Literally
kill
the
that
vibe.
poor
I mean,
dog. You know that, like, that's how they effectively made white people really afraid.
White people. White people are all a monolith. You know, you see this person is evil. She sounds like a Kardashian. I mean, you see, again, this is somebody who views white people in a negative light. She views white people as a group of people that need to be educated and need to be changed. It's very obvious. So does Trevor Noah, of course, you know. Again, there's a community note on this for no reason. She said what she said. And like, this is not the first thing. And you see here, you know, it's down to 39% now. Maybe stop hiring these race hustlers for your movies if you want them to succeed, or your television shows. It seems pretty simple to me. Hey, do you have any interview clips where you are referring to an entire group of people as a monolith that needs to improve or change? If you do, then you don't get this job, because those dang white people that don't care about anything, they're kind of like 75 to 80% of our entire customer base. This on top of obviously the same show being now referred to as the quote-unquote gayest Star Wars in years. That's the words that they use, by the way, not me. You can see the Acolyte is set 100 years before the prequels, So they could have had Yoda in the series representing the Jedi Council, giving the fans a similar character. Instead, the lesbian director cast her wife, who can't act at all, as Jedi Master Vernesta. It's really bad. I watch it so you don't have to. So you end up casting your wife. You know, I think that it's pretty wild to me that anyone thinks that anyone would be surprised or shocked that this product is failing. You know, are you surprised or shocked that this product is not selling well? I just don't understand how you could be. Then we now get in episode 3, apparently, they are changing the Force into a female entity. Yes, that's true. The Force is now finally truly female. This rumor comes from Scooper WDW Pro, who detailed in a recent video uploaded, according to the source, that have Lorne, Kathleen Kennedy, and Leslie Headland, remember that's Harvey Weinstein's best friend, are going to do something in the Acolyte that is essentially end what remaining fans have, what faith they have left. And they're literally going to change the Force. The Force itself into being literally female, a gender female Force. Later in the video, Pro detailed that the source who relayed to this stuff, they believe it will be so bad that there'll be nothing left to do except reboot Star Wars. They think Kathleen Kennedy simply cannot continue, or Star Wars cannot. Film threat writer Alan Ying, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, I know it's common, sorry, had similar comments. He posted on X, the 3rd episode of The Acolyte will finally kill Star Wars for the mass majority of pre-Disney Star Wars fans. Based on Lucasfilm comments as of late, they are okay with that. In an appearance on Renegade Online Show, he watched the first 4 episodes of the show. He also appeared to confirm Pro's rumor that the Force is in fact female. He said the Force is female, the Force is legitimately female. He went on to state that what happens in the 3rd episode fundamentally changes the future of Star Wars. Now in terms of it does negate the originals and prequels, not necessarily. I do think it's going to be more upset with, you know, people are going on. I mean, why does the Force have to have a gender? No one knows. Don't know, but it does. I mean, you can't. Critical Drinker's review of this series is going to be legendary. It'll probably have more views than the entire show got. I mean, you see Leslie Headland, again, Harvey's best friend, who heads up the show, says the Acolyte is the gayest Star Wars and now claims that R2-D2 is a lesbian. Why? Don't know. I mean, does any of this make you want to? This woman she looks like she's trying to look like, well, I can't say, but you know the look. I don't understand how they thought any of this in any way, shape, or form was going to convince or entice people to want to see the product that they are selling, because it just doesn't. I don't understand why you would think that who these characters sleep with or what their love interests are. Star Wars is not a romantic comedy, by the way. And 32%, now it just went down again to 31%. This is going to be the single most insulting Star Wars show ever. It's going to be probably the final nail in the coffin. We could see from the original trailer that it was going to be trash, but now it's just, they brought in this person and now they're just going to blame everyone for not liking gay people or something like that. When in fact the show is trash. They have literally fire in space. Tell me, Leslie Headland, in between setting up meetings between your boss Harvey and young girls, where did you learn that you can have fire in space? Because I'm pretty sure that fire requires oxygen. So I'm just curious where that happened. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Don't forget to check out Private Internet Access, and we'll talk to you again real soon.